I'm really excited about today's video. If you follow me on Instagram, then you know that my latest obsession has been this palette. So I wanted to do a little review for you. Also, you want to see something cute? Oh, she's not doing it. Kanga had her head up. There she is. I feel like she hasn't been featured in videos lately because Hippocampus is just taken over. But there she is being all... Just look at how beautiful she is. Whoa. Just look at her. She's so wonderful. I love her so much. So I didn't want y'all to think that I was over Kanga because, yeah, right, that's never going to happen. Alright, Paul McCartney, dude, your poster. I feel like that glare is real bad. Alright, so anyway, I have been using this palette quite a bit lately, so I wanted to do a little review for you. It is the Maybelline The Brights palette, so let's just get into it. First and foremost, packaging-wise, I feel like it's a really nice, hard plastic that's hard, but it's not that, like, really brittle plastic that can break real easily. And it's pretty thin, so I don't feel like you're wasting a lot of space here. I do like that there's an opening so you can see your colors, but when you have an opening like that, that does mean you don't have a mirror, so it's kind of a double-edged sword, depends on what you want. It also comes with this little brush, which I think is weird because you have like this opening for like a big brush or a couple of them, and then you just get this little dinky thing, which is a double sponge tip applicator. This side I think would be really good for bringing, oh, what is that? That's not good. Bringing like something down the lower lash line, but it is a sponge tip, so it's okay. Then, as with all of these kind of palettes, there's the nudes, blush nudes, the smokes, or the smoky, something like that, and then the brights. I think that's it. So they have the same kind of format to where if you look at it at first, you're like, they just put a bunch of crazy colors in with, you know, with no rhyme or reason, but they actually did. So you have 3 quads. So there's a quad, and there's a quad. You have 4 trios, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you have 6 duos. Do you all see that? Okay, so you do get 12 shadows, and I feel like that is a good idea, especially if you look at this and you're just like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. But some of them I don't totally agree with. As y'all know, I'm all about color, but like these 4, I'm not sure you could really do a look with that. These 3, I don't know, and like these 3, it's just, I feel like that's too dark. But anyway, if you want some guidance, that works. But for me, I'm just like, I'm just gonna go all around in crazy palette. That's just what I usually do anyway. But that's there, and so let's get into some swatches. Now, first and foremost, we're gonna have this kind of frosty, icy white. It is on my inner corner and on my brow bone. It is the lightest shade, and it is quite frosty. All of these, you'll notice, are a little powdery, and pigmentation is okay. Next, we're going to go into this pinky purple, kind of a lavender shade. It is what is on my lid today. It is a matte with some silver glitter in it. And you see what I'm saying? Like, it's there, but you definitely need to build it up. If you're used to high-end palettes where it's a one sweep and you're just like, wow, there's all my color, you're not going to get this. I really like this taupe shade. I use this as a transition. That's pretty decently pigmented. It's pretty shimmery. Next, we have this green, which I put in a look yesterday, which is on my Instagram, and a close-up of this look. I'll link both of those. Like, you can do a direct link to those photos. I'll put those below. But this shade, it's kind of more of a satin, and it is a very bright green. It's not like an olivey green, and I really enjoyed that. Then you have this chunky metallic. It's the only one like it in the, like, with this kind of formulation in the palette, and it's real chunky. So, I don't know, not the best gold I've ever seen. And next you have this shade, which is weird because you look at it in the palette and you think it's going to be like a really deep purpley with a little bit of pink, like a berry. And upon application, which I totally screwed myself up, I knew I was going to do that, it's very pink. You lose a lot of the purple. It's almost a red shade. So that is the top row. Then we're going to go to the bottom row. We're just going to do the same order. So you have this matte purple, which it feels really silky in there. And as you can see, it's decently pigmented, but again, you just need to build up. And then we've got a black, which if you want a deep, dark, you know, black hole pit of the earth, this is not it. But again, built up, it's not terrible. It's got a little bit of like a green to it, but it's more like a charcoaly gray. Then you have, but those two are both matte. Then you have this satin dark blue, which is pretty. But again, I don't know. I like them. And it's definitely very usable, but you have to put some time into it. Next we have this pretty champagne-y color, which would also be a really nice face highlight. And that one's very shimmery and it's got pretty decent pigmentation. We have this tealy light blue. There he is. Which comes off a lot greener, I think, than it looks in pan. Alright, come on. Come on out. There we go. And he's got like a satin kind of shimmery, slightly shimmery finish. And next is this brown, which is really pretty. It's a deep, nice brown. There we go. So, palette with the swatches. All in all, I like this palette. It retailed for $10 at Target. I got it on sale for $5. I don't think it's going out, but it might be. But again, I got it for $5, which is the same as the famous Wet n Wild 8-pan palettes, which is his Petal Pusher. And I think it's a similar quality. Now, a lot of people just rave about the crazy pigmentation of Petal Pushers, of these things. So there's a deep purple. I'm going to swatch it next to... I mean, that's really pretty similar as far as color pigmentation. I mean, I'm not talking about a dupe, but I'm just saying formulation-wise. These are softer, though, but for $5. So this retails for $10, though. You do get 12 shadows, and they are very workable. If you are used to something like Kat Von D or Too Faced or a higher end, so I'm going to take out my Too Faced Sugar Pop palette. I'm sure y'all are like, girl, we know you have it, we get it, thank you. I just love it. So I'm going to swatch this blue raspberry shade. And I'm going to swatch it next to this, which again, it's not a dupe. But you can just see a major difference in the color payoff. But again, when you build it up, you can make it look like this, but it takes a lot more work. But then again, this is a $36 palette. And if you want it, I have a giveaway. I'll link it below with that going on right now. But it's really awesome. But anyway, you got to build it up. But I think it's workable. If you are new to makeup and you're like, I want some bright colors, but I'm not about to spend like $50 on, say, like the Urban Decay Electric palette, this works. I think it's very usable. You got to have some extra time set aside because you're not going to be able to just swipe like you can with this Too Faced palette where you can just swipe it and go. You're going to have to build up and build up. But when you do that, it's a pretty look. They blend very nicely. I really like this shade for the crease. I've been putting it, like I have a dark purple and then I put that like up above it. I do like this white for an inner corner, but I do wish they had a matte white because I like that for the brow bone personally. But there, I have a bunch of those. I just grabbed a different palette. But all in all, I like it. I would say, look at the swatches. Are these colors that you're going to use a lot? Most people would say no. So getting a palette that's $10, where if you're like, I'm just feeling crazy, I'm on a cruise, I want my eyeshadow to look like the ocean, and I need this kind of color, here you go. You got your options. If you are like me, and you use colors all the time, then you're going to have to put some more work into it, and it might be worth putting the extra money into it. I don't know. I like it. Especially because, again, I got it for $5. I would recommend it for $5. And even for $10, it's got a nice variety of colors. I feel like you have a lot of different things to work with and you can make a lot of looks out of it. So I feel like this has been a little bit here and there. Overall, I like it. I would recommend it, but don't expect Too Faced or Kat Von D or higher end Urban Decay, which I actually don't have any of their shadows. But you know, don't expect that kind of quality from this because you're not going to get it. But if you come in expecting that you're going to have to build up the shadows and work with it, this is nice. So I hope that made sense. I feel like it was a little, again, like back and forth. But let me know if you have any questions. Again, here's another close-up of the swatches. And ignore these two. So it's up to you. You make your own decisions. I like it. I've been using it, and I would recommend it. So thank you so much for watching. I will link what's on my face. I also link like my clothes and stuff because sometimes I get questions about that. It's always down below just in case you're wondering. Anything I've mentioned, anything I find relevant, I'll link it below. And I think that's all I have for y'all. So thank you so much for watching. You know it means the world to me. It really does. And I will see y'all real soon. Bye.